Namaste. I hope you are all doing well and are keeping safe. Welcome to the Festival of Bharat. My name is Pujita Krishnan. As you all know, we are committed to bringing you content that is dharmic in intent, spirit, and energy. Our aim is to keep the torch of Sanatana Dharma blazing high and proud. I'm personally delighted to have on the show today someone I have been following diligently for many years and his extremely popular show on YouTube called Jaipur Dialogues. It is and he is a pioneer in many ways in bringing content that is important in shifting perceptions and narratives on our Dharmic civilization and its values. Please join me in welcoming Sanjay Dixit ji. He is a familiar face on the internet and needs no introduction. Also, our heartiest congratulations to him on reaching 6 lakh subscribers on his very popular show, The Jaipur Dialogues. He is a senior retired IAS officer and a marine engineer. He's the author of several books, most notable among them being the book Unbreaking India and his translation, a phenomenal work, translation of the Patwai Alamgiri into English and Hindi. So, Namaste Sanjay ji, it's a great honor. And
Namaste Pujita ji, wonderful being here.
Delighted to have you on Festival of Bharat. My very first question is obviously going to be about your about Jaipur Dialogues and how the journey started, because for a lot of us, many of us who are who avidly watch your show, it's a pioneer of sorts, and I think it kind of filled a vacuum when there was none to come out with content which was Indic centric. So can you talk a little bit about Jaipur Dialogues, how it all started? What was the tipping point or the trigger for you?
Well, the Jaipur Dialogues has an interesting story how it started, because initially it started as an offline venture. It started with a few visits to what used to be the so-called iconic Jaipur Literature Festival.
Right.
And I went there a couple of times. I felt quite uncomfortable because I found that the content and the entire attitude towards Indic matters was very arrogant and disdainful. And therefore, just came to my mind that these people, they tom their history and they say that we started with 10 people. So why don't we start something like this? And that's how. And then I had a tiff with William Dalrymple online.
William Dalrymple, yes.
Yeah, in 2016 when he was making fun of Melania, Trump's wife. And
yes, I believe she was invited to the Jaipur Festival.
No, he put up her nude pictures or something, and then I took him on. That on the one side you say all kind of great things about literature and about the higher values, and here you are indulging in this kind of a cheap show. And but otherwise also I didn't like that format at all, and so we started with a very small gathering of 7 outstation people. In 2016, it was an offline venture, though of course it was also relayed, but we were not really into online at that point of time. And then we had these shows. By 2019, we had graduated to about 30-40 people from 6 or 7. But it was still mainly offline, and only the recordings of those sessions used to go online. So if you go to Jaipur Dialogues, probably you will see the created by what show 2016. That's the time it was actually created, but nothing serious happened on it till about 2020, or rather late 2019.
COVID, I think COVID gave you the thrust.
Then 2020, we got encouraged by a small recorded video that I did with Tariq Fateh.
Okay.
And then came COVID. When COVID came, then it was actually, today is what? Today is 16th May.
16th May 2022.
So it was on 28th May 2020 that I did my first live show.
Oh, so exactly 2 years.
That was on Savarkar Jayanti. So it's going to be about 2 years.
2 years.
But as soon as we started doing our live shows, it suddenly took off. I mean, even we were not able to figure out as to why it was happening. But it simply took off, and we haven't looked back ever since. The only thing that we've done is that we have now stabilized our programming to about 3 videos a day, and those are done on 5 days a week. We do live shows, and 2 days we do recorded things or shorts and things of those kinds, just to add a bit of variety. But this is how it started, and I think we have to thank, I should say, the latent thirst that was there among our audience, our Indic audience, that is actually responsible for this tremendous growth. Also because that we are not actually a news channel. We are into views, and views channel typically have a difficult time competing even with the news channels. And we do a range of issues. And the second thing is that we do dialogues. So I also added on a lot of demand, because people thought that I wasn't only an anchor and that I could speak for myself. So a lot of people demanded that I do solo shows as well. So I started doing solo shows, and they've also taken off quite a lot. So that's the mix these days, that I do: one solo, 2 recorded, 1 solo, 2 dialogues.
2 dialogues.
During my live shows. And of course, then there are recorded shows and shorts and things like that. So mix it up a little bit so that it suits everybody's palate.
True.
And of course, we are also, I should say, acclaimed.
Acclaimed, okay.
By people.
Yes.
If I'm not sounding too immodest, for our range, because our range of issues that we touch. That range of issues we touch from electoral politics to
absolutely
what is called hard-boiled Indic issues.
True.
Including Vedas and Vedantas and Darshanas and things. That also, I think, sets us apart a little bit.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.